Space tourism is now one step closer to becoming the norm after history was made over the weekend when Sir Richard Branson won the billionaire space race with his company Virgin Galactic, launching him and 5 others from a remote desert in New Mexico to the edge of outer space.
If we can do this, just imagine what you can do. I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship with lots of other wonderful adults looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth.
Tom Costello was there for the launch and joins us now from New Mexico. Also with us, I have great honor to introduce Dr. Mae Jemison. She's a former NASA astronaut who was one of the first women of color in space. Tom, you were there yesterday. You had a front row seat. It is not a surprise to see someone like Sir Richard Branson, a daredevil who has been trying to break world records by land, by air for years and years. But broader than that, was yesterday the unofficial start for all of us to have space tourism part of our lives?
I think it could be. Take a look at the headline in the Las Cruces News this morning, and they're talking about the dawn of the new space age, and they're making exactly that point. And they've put a lot of money on it here in New Mexico because that spaceport that Branson took off from is a $250 million facility built by the state of New Mexico. They believe that this is the future. They believe that you are going to see a lot of people, hundreds of people over the coming years taking off from the spaceport. So it's not just Richard Branson spaceport. It's a spaceport for any commercial operator that wants to essentially go into space. And it's a perfect location because you've got no conflict with air traffic control. You've got great weather here. And for the state of New Mexico, they think it's probably worth $1 billion eventually in terms of tax revenue. For Las Cruces, where we are, $500,000 just from this launch, because so many people come in for this race. For the liftoff, we stayed in hotels and the like. But how soon will the tickets come down? The price. It's now at $250,000. It's going to go up a little bit, according to Branson. He'd like to see it come down. His hope, and Jeff Bezos' hope, who takes off on July 20th, their hope is that as more and more people go into space on these passenger flights, and as they have more spaceships, Branson has the Blue Origin ship. We've also got several ships with Virgin, that will bring the price down eventually for you and me and everybody else.
I'll tell you, I'm interested. Dr. Jemison, you know the science, you know the technology. Put this moment into context for us. It's exciting. How big a deal is it?
I think it's a really big deal. I think it's interesting for me around the engineering, but not just the engineering, but the fact that you took off in a different methodology, right? So it's launched from the belly of a plane. I think those things are really interesting. The hybrid structure of the engines, those are really incredible. And plus the fact that there are multiple vehicles are looking at how to reuse it. You took off and landed from the same place. So those are really exciting. And the tourism, the fact that people get to go with private industry is also just a very new twist. But let's put this in perspective. I think space tourism started unofficially back when Russia was taking people up to the International Space Station, paying $25 million. So it's been around a while. The difference is now that you don't have to go through a government agency. So these things are building. I am really excited about it because it does herald a new era. But I'm always careful about the term we're saying the new space age or the new space race. I think that we have to actually understand that this is building upon so much work that has been done before that U.S. taxpayers paid for, that others paid for, in that research. And it's not, space isn't only about the people who physically go there, the astronauts. There's thousands of people behind getting the launch made, getting the vehicles prepared. And those are the kinds of things that we need to understand. How do we use that? What do we do moving forward? So it's a synergistic effect.
Doctor, can you help us understand the difference between the two missions in terms of timing? Richard Branson won the space race. He was up there first. But talk about how different Bezos' mission will be a week from now.
So they're two different vehicles. One vehicle launches like people standardly see a rocket. That's the Blue Origin's vehicle. It has a different size, a different capsule. But my understanding is that you have about the same time in weightlessness. Neither one of these vehicles actually goes in orbit around the Earth. They basically do a really big parabola. They go up like a big roller coaster. They come down, and right up at the top, you have about 3 to 4 minutes of weightlessness. So that's the difference. But I believe Blue Origin is working on trying to get other kinds of vehicles, building vehicles that can go further in space. And I'm sure that that's also the case with Virgin as well. So those are the difference between the vehicles. And I think the process right now is to understand who gets to go. How much does it cost? So when we start talking about space and the democratization of space, I always like to come back and say, how much democratization is it when the vast, vast, vast majority of us could not afford to go? Pay the ticket.
Mm-hmm. Tom, from a branding perspective in this very, very high-end universe of space tourism, Team Bezos is arguing, oh, Richard Branson didn't actually make it to space. We're going a little bit higher. Does that even matter? When the world looked up yesterday at the first private launch, the only thing we saw were the words Virgin Galactic.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it matters. And honestly, I think that Branson and the Bezos and the Blue Origin team took such backlash for their comment on Friday suggesting Branson isn't going high enough, so they're not really astronauts. There was such backlash to that you saw yesterday Bezos come out and congratulate Branson and say that he hopes to soon join the club. In other words, yes, you made it to space. So, but listen, there are bragging rights involved here, and nobody is a better showman than Richard Branson. He has perfected this over 50 years, and everything yesterday was meticulously, perfectly done. Bezos is going to have his chance, his bite at the apple next week, and clearly they want to put on a show. Branson set the bar pretty high, and you're absolutely right. It's about branding. It's about attracting future customers, future passengers, and then hopefully the more the merrier, and you bring down the price.